What's going on, everyone? Train Freak here, and I'm still trying to get set up. Basically, just kind of wanting to hang out tonight. Nothing important. I did win a bid. That's pretty cool. But yeah. So let's see who is all in here. That's what I want to know. And we're going to skip that survey. Get a haircut, you hippie. That's funny. What's going on, Eric? So I'm working on my ITLA kit, putting the fire escape together, or attempting to. So Eric says just him. So I'm sure some more people might show up. We shall see. But not really doing anything tonight, so I was just kind of like, what a better night than to put some kits together and hang out with people. See who else shows up. I know a lot of people are making the trek to Sparky's meet and greet over at Strasburg. Hey, Arty, John Benicki, James Galton. Looks like we got a few people popping in. But yeah. So for those who are just coming in, what I'm working on is the fire escapes for the ITLA building kit that is it's still named Juicy J's Meat right now, but it's going to get a new name. And I will explain why when I do give it a new name. So, and of course these laser kits, man, they're just so small. What's up, Norman Rowe? Welcome, welcome. But no, tonight's just kind of a informal. What's up? Hang out. Not really got anything else better planned for tonight. And there is the possibility that Amanda might come in here at some point and hang out with me. I don't know. She might not. I don't even know if she's in the chat. Hey, Claude. Good evening to you. So Eric is saying more money than I can afford. Now with the price of gas, I cannot afford to back out of the driveway. I totally feel you. And I drive a diesel, so it costs more. I put in, it's the price has gone down. My camera's beeping at me again. It does weird things. The price has gone down 20 cents since the last time I filled up. But like when I go to the pump, I can't even fill up, in one instance. Like the pump automatically shuts off, at that specific dollar amount. So I have to go and, do it again. And so it shuts off at $125. So $125 doesn't even give me a full tank. So it kind of stinks. Hey, we got John Schuylkill, River Valley. What's going on, John? And we got Steven in here as well. Triple W, the Wigwag Workshop. So Norman wants to know, do I overhaul locos as well as install decoders? Not exactly sure what you mean by overhaul. Like, are you talking like custom paint, custom decal? Or are you talking about like going in and redoing the guts on the inside? I'm curious as to what you mean. Hey, we got Tim, CP368 here as well. So welcome, Tim. And I don't think I missed anyone. Not yet. Well, JD just popped in. So what's going on, Grandpa Rails? And I got these little pieces all over here, and I think I just mixed them in together. Dadgummit. But so far, I'm getting the first one put together. I went ahead and glued the long ones in. So per the instructions, it says to glue them in the jig. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And man, I will tell you, these parts are little. 2, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I ended up mixing my pieces together. Dadgummit. I had them all separated earlier too. I think I might be good. I think I might have found the 3 that I had separated on purpose. Yeah, there we go. So Tim is saying, and I am holding my phone against the chest, so my screen isn't bright white light floating through yards. Okay. And so Eric is saying that he drives a minivan, $4.99, $105 to fill it up now. Yeah. I paid $5.09 per gallon for diesel today, and a couple of weeks ago it was at $5.29. So no, I feel your pain when it costs. And my truck, it's a Chevy 2500. It's got a 25-gallon tank in it. So, by the time you factor, 5 times, 25, well, that's $125. But like I said, it was $5.09, so $125 doesn't fill it up. Close, but didn't fill it up. Hey, Manshed, what's going on? So one of the things I did do today, and I'm sitting down this time, so I brought my camera lower and closer. But I also hung up a white T-shirt up there, so I'm curious if that's helping with that glare. Norman, if you're still here, and Tim, I know y'all were in here the other night when I was live as well. So if you can let me know if that's working a little better as far as the light goes. I'm still on the white table, of course, but hopefully it's not a complete washout as it was before. Okay, so Norman is talking about diagnosing any running issues, cleaning, lubing, replacement of parts if necessary, that kind of thing. Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. I've actually done that for a couple of people because sometimes people will send me locomotives to put decoders in, and it comes to find out they either bought them used at a train show or they got them used off of eBay, and then it's like, okay, I get the decoder in there and bam, it runs like crap. And comes to find out, it's got old grease in there that's hardened up. It's the wheels are as dirty as I'll ever get out. So, of course, I have to go and do overhauls. Or sometimes I've even come with the axles with a broken, gear axle. So, yeah, I do that for HO scale, not in. I'm not that well versed in scale. So, but I do have a hobby shop nearby that does do it in scale. So I got a couple of guys who they kind of bail me out when it comes to that. So, yeah. So, yeah, you are talking in scale. Yeah, like I said, I got a couple of friends. That's what they model in, and so they do that. So, I personally don't do the in scale as far as, like, the maintenance and stuff, but they do. So, now as far as the decoder installations, depending on the model, I will. I've got one of Shay's in scales locomotives right now, and it's a Broadway Limited, and I think I can get everything to fit. However, they have, individual light boards and whatnot on it, and it kind of concerns me because, like, I don't want to just go and start clipping wires, without knowing what wire goes to what, and if there's any resistors on those light boards, or if there's not any resistors on the light board. It's kind of, useful information to know. Hey, we got Dwight Curley here. What's going on, Dwight? So I figured one of the guys from Strasbourg would have went live or something as kind of a hangout, but I guess not. So who knows? But man, this kit, it's small and it is very tedious just to get these pieces in just right. You got to love laser kits. So yeah. And see, I know like fuel out where y'all are, out west. I know it's higher per gallon out there than it is here. You're like $1 a gallon higher out that way. But, for you gas burners out west, I know how you feel because it's roughly the same price as what I'm paying for diesel. So, yeah, I know Sparky tried to do a live earlier and he he flipped the camera and went dark on us. It's kind of like Strasbourg. You got a lot of Amish people up there, right? And it's like, I guess the Amish people don't believe in street lights. I mean, it was pitch black, but it was because Sparky flipped his phone and didn't realize that it was going to black his phone out. So, but anyways, yeah, I was hoping to go to Strasbourg this year, but I didn't get to make the trek. Had some stuff come up, and so it eventually got to the point of, do I take my son to scout camp as his scoutmaster, for his first year in the troop, or do I take the trip to Strasbourg with the family? And it was kind of a no-brainer. Probably better for me to just bite the bullet this year and look forward to next year. So that's going to be the plan. Voodoo! Mystic Southern Railway. What's going on, Voodoo John? And Brian Benson is here. And we got Scott. Hillbilly Railroad is here. Welcome, guys. So tonight's kind of an informal, just hang out, chat. Working on my fire escapes for the Juicy J's Meat Company, or my ITLA building that I just got done finishing. And so this is so far where I'm at with it. And I still got to put the ladders in, and I got quite a few pieces down here. What's going on, Vinny? BNSF 6951. I came in at the very end of your stream as you were getting off, and I gave you a thumbs up, but I didn't say hi in there. I will try to catch your replay later tonight or tomorrow. But anyways. So Tim is saying hopefully he'll be meeting up with Sparky when he heads through returning to Canada, and hopefully we'll meet DJ on either June 3rd or June 5th. So is DJ going to Strasbourg? I know he plans on going to the OVR, or Otter Valley Railroad meetup. So I was just curious if DJ planned on being at Strasbourg. I know he's in the Pennsylvania area, so I would assume he would be there, but assumptions can only do so much. Man, do I have that in the right spot? Yeah, looks like it. And we got CWBYWY. So I'm assuming that's Cowboy something. you'll have to verify, explain that one out. But welcome. I think this is the first time you've been here. So CWBYWY. So Brian, how have I been? Today's Friday. So, and I'm actually finally getting a chance to sit down in the training room and actually get to work on something. Okay, Cowboy Way. Okay, cool. And so yeah, I finally got a chance to sit down. I won't get much time tomorrow. One of the house projects that we started on back in the fall and we just ran out of time, and that was getting the house painted. And I've got the front and the side done except for the trim, but the back still needs painted. And of course, when you're using a latex paint in exterior setting, you really got that 55 to 80 degree area on that. So tomorrow morning, we're going to get started on that bright and early. Hey, Rusty, Possum Bayou's here. We got Manny Fernandez. We got Split Rock in the house as well. Welcome, guys. Just hanging out tonight. So, before I put glue on this, I better make sure I get the right side. All right, goes that way. Okay. So Possum Bayou is known as Rust-Oleum now? That's funny. Leave it to Mystic Southern Woodway to give us all different types of nicknames. Hence why he calls me Beard. That's because he fears it. So, yeah, do not glue your fingers to your eyelid. That is absolutely right. So if I did not pre-paint these pieces, which they recommend, then I would be using wood glue to glue these in the jig. But since they are painted, what I'm actually using to glue these in, and they work very, very well, is Micro Scales Micro Crystal Clear. So if I don't drop it, but there you go. So yeah, Micro Crystal Clear. There we go. So that's what I'm using to glue these Rust-Oleum painted MDF board or laser cut MDF pieces in place. And the nice thing about Micro Crystal Clear is, they dry really clear. And the cool thing is, like, if you're doing like, adding lights, like on your locomotive, like say for example, the classification lights are like molded, and you decide to drill it out, pop LEDs in there, you can use this stuff to create like the lens for it as well. Hey, Edward, Happy Valley Hobbies. Welcome, bud. So, yep, Mystic Southern Railway. Feared the beard. That's right. Fear it. Yeah, Cowboy, you're absolutely right. You can apply latex at higher temps, just not in the direct sun. However, the side of the house that I'm going to be on is the side that's not shaded during all day long. So, and of course, we've got, they're predicting severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. So, I only get like half a day to work on that stuff there. So, let's see, who else has popped in? We got John Arthur here. We got Humanity Junction from Strasbourg. Heath, why have y'all not gone live from Strasbourg to, show us all the cool stuff that y'all got going on? So, all right. So for those who are just coming in, I'm working on my ITLA fire escape system. So right now I'm starting on the cages, and then the ladders are still in the jig as well. So this is how they recommend us to do it, is to go ahead and do it that way. So, yeah, bring on the thunder. So, boom. All right, so Tim's saying he also has to fix the front windows. They are partially popped out of their frames. So it works good on that too. All right, Vinny, take care, cuz, and I will try to catch your replay later. So, well, Heath, you can go live. I'll pop off if everyone wants to go see Strasbourg. I'll pop off. That don't faze me one bit. I'm just on here just wasting time. So Eric is saying, I'm not everyone. What should I do? Ask everyone in the chat. What should Eric do? Because I don't know. Hey, Frank Steeler fan, what's going on? And he is having a great time. And Gary Shanks is here. Welcome, Gary. Heath is saying it's too dark. See, I told you they didn't have street lights. That's because Sparky probably burned them out. He short-circuited them. All right, so now I need to see how these go in there. How did these go in? Okay. I see, said the blind man to the deaf man. So, hey, Melvin, how's it going? I am doing pretty good, man. It's a Friday night, and I'm finally getting to work in the train room. So, working on a kit. I could be working on the demo layout, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to save that for Sidetrack Sunday. So I was like, well, I'll work on these kits instead. Decals. John, what do you want me to decal? I'm not sure exactly what you want me to decal. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that doesn't have. And that looks different in the picture. Oh, well. All right, so I'm just going to have to do that railing. It's just got a freestand. That's going to be interesting. There you go. I see, said the blind man to his deaf daughter dancing with the paralyzed kid. There you go. That's awesome. All right, Eric, take care, man. I appreciate you popping in. You have a good one, my friend. All right. In the electrical trade, we only nicknamed people Sparky when they made some big sparks fly a few times. Well, Sparky said that's how he got his nickname. So he did fill us in with that one. Oh, Lord, I got to behave now. My wife has popped into the live stream. Now, she actually told me earlier, she said she might come in here and sit with me and watch what I'm doing. And that's fine if she does. I don't have a problem with that. Doing the wifey duty and saying hello. No, this stream does not involve any type of decals, Tom. No decals. I don't have anything to decal. Not yet, anyways. All right. Oh, God, that cage ain't in right. What the heck? Nope. And you got to be careful with this stuff because it's like so fragile. Like, you don't want to just break it. All right. Let me see if I can. Man, that still looks bad. It's like that piece didn't even go in right. All right, I'm going to try turning it around and see what happens. Went in just right that time. Who knows? It's like USB ports. You try to put it in one way and it don't work. So you flip it around, you try to put it in, it still doesn't work. And you had it right the first time. All right, here we go. So like I said, working on the cages first. And then I'll work on the ladder system next. Because that's what the instruction says to do. Believe it or not. So James Galton is saying he does not do decals. Okay, so the material is NDF. It's laser cut. It's like really thin, so it is wood. But because I've already painted it, I can't use wood glue because then it would just, have like a yellow seam, and that just would not be good. It's from ITLA. It's from the so it's that laser art. I think that's what they're called. They're out of Canada. Joey from Late Night Model Railroad is the one who sold me on their module kits. And one of the modules is the fire escape system. So it's basically like a 4-story wall that's got, the doors on it. And so these are what's supposed to go in front of the doors. So it comes with that. I take Bitcoin. Oh, hold on. Do you accept any form of payment for installing decoders? So Mystic, when I do the installations through my company, I have a Square account. So Square will actually take your payment via, debit, credit card, and then they put it in my bank account. So no, I do not take Bitcoin. I don't even know if I want to take Bitcoin. Yeah, Joey, he is an amazing modeler. That is for sure. And I ended up buying several kits. But I will tell you, the laser cut stuff, it is not cheap by any means. But man, does it look good. And, he does in scale as well. Now, the only difference between the HO and the in scale is on the fire escape, the in scale version is inside, so it's like a stairwell, and then the HO version is exterior. But other than that, that's the only difference between the in and the HO. Man, this is golly. Getting them to go in is not that easy. There's like little pre-cut holes, and the things have barbs on them, so they're supposed to go straight down in the hole. I'm assuming it went in the hole. But yeah, that's that piece is hard to do. All right, so Voodoo's got 2 sacks of flour and 3 skinned chickens. So there you go. Arty, when I get to your locomotive, I'm backed up like crazy right now. I will send you an invoice. So that is part of it, that I do send the invoice through Square. So you'll get an email from Square, and Square will be like, here, this is how you pay. And then once I get the email that you paid, then I'll just ship it right back out to you. So Brian, yes, I do. I've got one. And it is boxed up. And I'm trying to see. I think it's in those totes over there. But yes, I do have the 9389. That's Cotton Belt's Bicentennial. I do have that one. So, but that's the only SD45T2 that I do have, and I don't have any SD40T2s. At first, before I started building this layout, I wasn't really stuck on any particular era. So I was just buying whatever, to be honest. And now that I'm building this layout, like I'm trying to be more disciplined into sticking with an era. So unfortunately, the era that I'm modeling right now is 1958. And SD45T2s are too modern, but I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm just going to hang on to them because who knows, I might get tired of running 1958 and I might want to move it up to 1976 because I've got quite a bit of bicentennial stuff. So, yeah, Arty, I'm glad you wasn't because I haven't even got to Ron Moen's locomotive yet. I think he's like number 2 on there. And yeah, John, that's a very good point. You could always display them. And that's the cool thing about this wall right here. On the back side of it is staging for 2 tracks. But, you're talking 18 inches in between. So I could put, little display pieces right there. So Cowboy Way was born in 76. He is a bicentennial baby. Last year for July the 4th, I did run my bicentennial train on the layout at Arkansas Traveler Hobbies, which is one of the hobby shops, the one that I'm more affiliated with. And I had all of my bicentennial stuff minus one piece, and that's because I still haven't installed sound in it yet. I've kind of put a lot of my stuff on the back burner because I'm having to do everybody else's stuff first. But I ran my SD45T2, which is my Cotton Belt Bicentennial, and then I ran my GP40P, which was one of the SP Bicentennials. I do have the U25B, but of course right now it's only DC. So, John, very good point. In 58, we can easily interchange commodities between each other because I think I got a box car that you have, and I also think, or I know for a fact you have a box car that I have. So, because you challenged my butt to weather it, and I think we both did a pretty good job on it. So Tim is saying that his SD40 T-2 is a former SP or Rio Grande unit. Does that count? Absolutely. Why would it not? And then, of course, as far as like my SP Bicentennial stuff, I do have I think it's a SD40. It's the Daylight. I do have that one as well. And they're all put up because they're just put up. But yeah, one of these days I'll build some display shelves, and that would give me some cool stuff to put on there. Oh, Lord, I'm going to have to use tweezers now. Stop rolling over. Man, I'm not a fan of using tweezers. So the glue I'm using is Micro Crystal Clear. It is, a lot of people use them for decals, but they work great for gluing wood together that's painted. Because it gives you a little bit more time to to get it set. It's not as fast as super glue. And so like right now I'm having issues trying to get this piece in. And it is being a booger bear. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm having to get the tweezers out because my fat sausage fingers are not getting the job done. Man, I don't know about that. It's still not in there. It says to put it in the jig. The heck? Okay. All right. I think I am going to take a break from this dude before I get frustrated. Because that's not a good thing. Hey, Cowboy Valley and Timberline. Hold on a second. Let me give you that real quick. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He's got to run, drop in the show tomorrow. I will try. If I can't drop in, I will definitely try to be listening while I am painting the outside of the house tomorrow morning. So I will do my best. Okay, Claude? You have a good night, my friend. Okay, so John, on this kit here, it actually tells you to paint. It says color the parts while they are still in the carrier using spray paint or a paint marker. So that's what the instructions here say. And then it says use the carrier sheet as an assembly jig. Build the basket as shown, which I've already built the baskets. Let's see here. Note that it's possible to alternate ladder pass-through holes left and right by inverting the basket floor. Use the backside of your X-Acto blade to help push tabs into the slots. So, hey, John 2618, what's going on, bud? And we got Randall Ellison here too. Yeah, but who follows instructions? If it's something cheap that I can easily go and get a second one, most of the time I don't follow instructions, but since this stuff comes from Canada and the shipping is insane, I'm at least going to try to follow the instructions on it. Oh, John's working on his layout. Well, man, you should be live. Working on the layout. Okay. Well, good news is I got these 3 done. So that's not too terrible. I don't know how well you can see them. But here, I'll see if I can't get it much closer to the camera. And of course, with the carrier being black. And then there's the bottoms. I mean, it's, yeah. So, and we got Steve 87th PSAP in the house. What's going on, Steve? Okay, so I am, like I said, I am going to take a break from that dude before I get frustrated because, yeah. And that's one of the things that y'all got to remember in the hobby. If you start getting frustrated with something, take a break and find another project to work on. There's no point of trying to keep going and just keep frustrating yourself even more. So take a break, work on another project. That's why I have like 3-4 projects going on all at one time. So All right. The proto throttle is high on John's wish list. It would be high on mine too. John 2618, are you Digitrax or are you NCE? I'm curious to see what system you have. I did order something from the same company that has the proto throttle, and it's for the demo layout, and it's called the Motorman. And Steve Childers from the Retirement Railroad is so nice to send me 2 more sensors. So the proto throttle, is that running on your NCE system? That's what I'm curious to know. But on the Motorman, it's got 2 sensors, one for either end that tells the locomotive to stop and then go in the reverse direction. The other 2 sensors are going to be to tell the locomotive to stop and wait, and then it can proceed. And I'm thinking that's going to be pretty cool to set up with the signals and the switches and stuff. So, okay, plug and play. That's awesome. So it's an item on my wish list for sure. But until, I got a lot of other items on the wish list too. So got to prioritize. I've got 3 throttles right now, so I really probably shouldn't spend money on another throttle, even though the proto throttle is really, really cool in my book. So maybe one of these days. So let's see here. I think I am going to grab a few cars. So I'm going to be right back. And when I come right back, I will have a few cars because I got some cars that need wheels. So give me just a minute. All right, I'm back. So I grabbed quite a few array of cars here. Some needs couplers, some needs just metal wheels. And I thought I had my couplers over there. I guess I don't. All right, well, I'll be doing couplers later then. I'm at least going to get the metal wheels in first. All right. Otter Creek and Rio Grande, welcome. Let's see if there's anyone else I missed that snuck in while I stepped out. And I'm not seeing anyone else that popped in. So if you popped in and I haven't said hi to you, say hi in the chat so I can say hi to you. All right, so first car up on the docket. This one is going to be one that John Arthur is probably going to be jealous of. But here we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. Seaboard Airline, the Orange Blossom Special. Someone custom decal. I bought this one used at a train show. And I don't even know if this has been decaled. It looks, I mean, if it has, they did a real good job on that one. But it's got like a metal bottom, so I'm thinking it's like an older roundhouse maybe. Or it could be like a branch line. One of those. But good thing is this one already has the knuckle couplers, the Katie's. They've got the wrong ones. But no, I'm not putting decals on Heath. I don't have anything to decal. And I'm sure railroad wheels don't taste very well. Ken Amos, welcome. Hey, we all know the lick and stick is the best way to go. All right. And the railroad wheels of choice, Intermountains. That's the good stuff. So, yeah, I'll just throw them in that for the time being. So I hope everyone is having a great Friday evening. Yes, Intermountain or Intermountain with my southern dialect. A baggage car for his G-scale train. I mean, Arty, if Heath keeps it up, he's going to have to get Amtrak to get back one of their baggage box cars. I know there's still a few around the rails here and there, but baggage car ain't going to haul that. He needs his own box car for that stuff. John, I actually went and bought the Bullet on a 100-pack. And it's basically you're getting a free pack. So I did bite the bullet. And I'm not having to use a tuner because, I mean, these things, it's still spinning. It's still spinning. Still spinning. And it's still spinning, and it has stopped. So I think that's got a long enough spin on that one. If there is an instance where they don't spin very well, then that's when I'll get the tuner out. But I don't tune just to tune. So, but so when you buy the 100 pack, this is how they come. You get 10 little baggies of 10 wheels. That's how they do it. So, hey, Nathan DeLay popped in, and Creepy is here as well. We got Z Fantasy Trains. Welcome, y'all. All right, so now, yep, that's the first car. And let's see, which one do I want to do next? Decisions. Let's do a Rock Island car. All right. 100 years of progress. So these are some of the cars that I've had that I would not run on the layout because of the simple fact that I do not like plastic wheels on my layout. PRR, I don't have any Pennsylvania stuff. I mean, who would want Pennsylvania on their layout? Oh, besides Heath. Just kidding. I do need at least 1 or 2 Pennsylvania railroad boxcars for sure, or some type of rolling stock. Oh, I got to be careful. This guy put in washers. Probably wouldn't be bad if I had like a B&O to go with it as well. I do have real railroads. I mean, Southern Pacific is as real as it gets. All right. Well, see, now I got to go back. Yep, some of everything. Now, I will tell you, like, when it comes to my rolling stock fleet for, like, 76, I probably have more short line stuff than class 1s. Yeah, I'm probably... This one here, there it goes. This one here, the axle is dragging. Oh, I see what it is. It's rubbing up on the chassis. Okay, hopefully that won't be a major issue. All right, looks like I missed something here. Yep, Arty's saying they look great in a scrapyard. I do have a Penn Central car. That I do have. That actually came out of that collection I got from Train Junkie when he sent me a whole bunch of stuff. So Manshade is saying I should get a Toad Suck Days car to match my shirt. I have never attempted the car contest. Man, that thing goes on for days. But ironically, so there's this mini golf place that used to be out. Manshed knows where it's at, but it's called Toad Suck Mini Golf. And it used to be out close to the river, I think. And 2019, we had a really, really bad flood on the river, Arkansas River. And I think their stuff got damaged, and they finally built a new place on the other side of Conway, on the side that's closest to mine. And I went and took Aaron and Amanda out to play mini golf that one day. And they have this little wheel thing that you can spin. And spun the wheel, and I ended up getting a pretty good discount. And so I ended up buying a shirt for me, and I bought a shirt for Amanda as well. And Aaron did not want a shirt. All he wanted was a yo-yo. So he got a yo-yo. So Dave, BNSF N-Scale, welcome. I'm always trying to correct ride height. Most N-Scale rides too high. But there's a lot of HO that rides too low. So yeah. And Randall is saying that he uses a mix of Athearn, Walters, and Katie wheel sets. Randall, you really need to try Intermountain. I mean, those, I've got a mix of everything as well. But ever since I started putting Intermountains on some of the cars that I've had, I'm not going back to Athearn. I'm not going back to Walters, and I'm not going back to Katie. The only way I would buy Katie wheels is if it's the electrical pickup trucks, you know, for like a Tsunami sound car. That would be it. So now my camera's beeping at me again. I don't know if y'all heard that. Daryl Dayton, hey Jason, and a big hello to everyone from the 5 freeway, SoCal, sitting in traffic, not fun, with a 53 behind you. Put my hazards on just to put this out. Well, Daryl, be safe out there. Don't want you to be in an accident. So, but hey, I always appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. So, and we got Low Country Railroad. Hello to everyone again. Did you say hello before? How's it again? Maybe you said hello to everyone in a live stream earlier today. Metal wheels must be insulated. Yes. And so these here have a rubber gasket on one side. Oh, yeah. Vinny's live stream. That's right. Yeah. Vinny was in here earlier. So earlier mentioned using a tuner, and my tuner is put up, so I'm not going to go grab it. But basically, if you've got like a truck that the wheels are not, when you put the new wheels in and they're not spinning freely, it's kind of like a drill bit, you could say. You basically pop the old wheel out, you put it in like where a wheel, and you just kind of finger rub it, and it's supposed to smooth out the inside sockets that the wheel pins or the points on the axle to prevent less friction. But I haven't really found any that I needed to do that with these Intermountains. It's mostly the Walters ones that I had to do, and I stopped buying Walters a long time ago. I mean, these things just spin and spin and spin and spin. So, Reamer. Oh, Bernard popped in. What's going on, Bernard? Yep, Katie, and then the other one is Microtrains. Where Microtrains makes a lot of stuff, and Katie, on the other hand, does not. I mean, they make stuff, but not a lot. Someone was smart enough to put washers on here, which is a good thing, because that means this car was originally too low. But because there's more than one washer, getting them stacked up is being a chore because they want to just slide off. There we go. Now, I can't use roller bearings wheel sets because roller bearings is too modern for what I run. Here we go. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Let me see what we got here. PFE. Well, hot dang, I got lucky, I think. So I ended up buying a PFE reefer car from Dave P a while back. And, hey, Drew Dude, what's going on, bud? And I was afraid that when I saw these two that were estate items at Rail and Sprue Hobbies in Jacksonville, Arkansas, I was afraid that I might have ended up picking up a duplicate, but it looks like I did not. So that's even better. You cannot have enough PFE reefers. That is for sure. And of course, these are kits that I got to put together. But there you go. So that I will do later. I just wanted to look at those real quick. And then, of course, I've also got another Pacific Fruit Express, and it's the Express refrigerator car. But the problem I see with this car already is the trucks have roller bearing. So these are definitely not the right trucks for this car here. This car would have never had roller bearing trucks. I don't know how well. There we go. Y'all might be able to can tell. So, yeah. So this car here is going to need a full overhaul, and I didn't realize that earlier, so I'm not going to work on it. That's no good. Randall says, "Hey Jason, if I ever get down your way, I'll bring all my modern auto racks and well cars. They'll look good mixed in with all that 50s equipment." Randall, I've got a whole bunch of well cars that Container Man sent me. So, man, you ain't got to make a trip down here for me to do that. All right, let's see what else we got here. So Tim is saying that there was a bunch of PFE reefers at the last train show, but he didn't get them because I don't think there were any reefers on the industrial branch. I don't think the freight houses could handle them. Yeah, mostly the reefers that PFE had, that Southern Pacific and you people mainly had a lot of produce in them. Freight houses probably could have used them depending on which produce was in them. So Intermountain roller bearing wheel sets had the bearings on the axles, not the truck frame, and are hidden and working. Oh, okay. I would hate to know how much those cost, because I mean, like a pack of 100 wheels was like 90, 80, 90 bucks at my local hobby shop, one of my local hobby shops. And of course, James is saying they're $106 Canadian, which is a little different in price than US dollars. So you got to keep that exchange rate in mind. Drew Dude is saying that his city has a road called PFE. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there you go. Split Rock is saying that PFE reefers in off-season for regular freight and also backhaul freight as well. So there you have it. So, Randall, are you wanting to run that BNSF 25th anniversary ES44 ACs with my two Southern Pacific Dash 9s? Those two Dash 9s are scale trains. Those are both the ones that I got from Jack. So, oh, and speaking of Jack, for those who don't know, his brother passed away unexpectedly the other night. So, just keep him in your thoughts. He's kind of in shock from it. having a hard time with it. So keep him in your thoughts on that. Iron Mule 2004, doesn't it annoy you when you see a layout with 50s and modern equipment together? Iron Mule, not really. For someone who it just wants to see trains run, just to see trains run, I mean, that's great for them. It's whatever makes them happy. It's their layout. For me, I'm not a rivet counter per se. A rivet counter would be like my friend Robert, the Flying Crow. He's a rivet counter. But me, I'm more prototypical. So I'm not going to go to the extent of, oh, well, this car here is supposed to have 3 grab irons and not 2. I'm not going to go that far. But, I want to know, is it supposed to be a steel car or is it wooden? That matters to me. But that's about as far as it goes. So. But yeah, it doesn't really bother me just whatever they want to. Anyone seen any deals on Western Pacific feathers, 40 foots? I've got a 50-foot feather car. It's an orange one with the silver feather. I ended up getting that at a train show not too long ago. Well, Randall, I will make you a deal, man. If you will make it to Bald Knob, that's going to be, it's closer to me than it is to you, but that will make it to where you don't have to come all the way down. And we can run it on one of the layouts that he has up there and let a lot of people see them. So what is the difference between being a rivet counter and modeling in a prototypical fashion? So, like I said, a rivet counter is going to be one to be like, it's got to have so many grab irons. The grab irons have got to be so many scale feet apart or scale inches apart. For example, prototypical, like with my passenger trains. 2 manufactured-made passenger trains for the Cotton Belt were St. Louis and Southwestern Railroad. Roundhouse made these old Harriman passenger kits. Cotton Belt never had Harrimans. And then Athern, or Boebel, took the Athern Southern Pacific streamliners. Whoa, what in the heck did my camera do? Hold on a second. That's trippy. All right, let's see if that clears up. Yeah, I'm going to see if it comes back. Okay, it's back. Golly. So my camera tried to record. That is so weird. It's a GoPro, man. And I took the... don't you start it. Why is it doing that? It's not hot. If it does it again, I'm going to swap to my other camera. All right. Let's see here. All right. You do it again, I'm going to swap you to that one up there. Okay, so what I was saying was Athern Boebel made these streamlined passenger cars, just like the SP ones that Athern Blue Box made. And Cotton Belt never had streamliners. Now, E&B Valley shops, they did make the Bradley Osgood's chair cars that Cotton Belt did, but they're not exactly the same. You would actually have to take the kit, put a couple of cuts in it, and rearrange a couple of pieces. And that was mentioned on the SP Modelers website. I think it's sprailfan.net and it's espee.railfan.net. I think that's the website. Yeah, stream being hacked by the Russians. There you have it. But, Cotton Belt never had streamliners. So I had 2 manufacturers that made these cars. But the cars that the Cotton Belt had were heavyweights. And they had them in either the Pullman olive green or the two-tone gray that the SP had, and then also in the daylight. Most of them were in daylight. And then they had two different paint variations for the daylight. And the different variations you couldn't tell from the ground because it was the color of the roof. Originally, all the roofs were black, and then later in years, they repainted them to silver, and that was to reflect the sun. So when I talk about being prototypical as far as my passenger fleet, it has to be either the heavyweights or the Bradley Osgood chair cars. Other than that, I don't want them. Now, as far as how many grab irons are on those heavyweight passenger cars, I could care less. You know, so that's kind of the difference in my beliefs as being prototypical and being a rivet counter. So, all right, let's see. I think we had a couple of people pop in. I see Kyle Stevens popped in as well. So welcome, Kyle. Yeah, and that's the thing. The camera's not hot. So I took the battery out. See, here's the battery. I took the battery out this time, and that's why it got hot. So it's working straight off of a USB connection, but it's just like, for some odd reason, it's trying to record. And I don't know why, because I do not have voice control set up on it. And it's not connected to a computer. It's actually got an HDMI cord that's plugged into my ATEM Mini. So, yep, Grandpa Rails, that's what I call my layout, is Proto Freelance. It's a freelance layout. So, yeah, so rivet counting applies to a specific model. You can have accurate rolling stock for your era and not be a rivet counter, but want to run trains in a prototypical consist. So that too. Or prototypical operations as well, even though the layout could be a completely freelance layout like my layout. All right, so Cowboy Way is saying that he is buffering. Is anyone else seeing buffering going on? So Ken Amos is saying, it's my railroad. I'll run what I wish. If my kids gave me a car non-prototypical to my 4060 era, I will run it to show my appreciation of getting it. No, absolutely. And that's like, let me see, where is that car at? There it is. I'm going to grab it. It's just right here. All right. That's like this car, for example. Oh, let's go back a little. There we go. See, my light's right up there. So this is my Sidetrack Sunday car. There was no railroad called Sidetrack Sunday. But it is a prototypical car for my era, even though it's Sidetrack Sunday. And guess what? I do run this on my layout. So there you have it. And once I get the sawmill up and going, it will be running operations on the layout. Bernard, do you want me to show you my Western Pacific boxcar I got? All right, I'm going to put this one right back, because I don't want to damage it. I don't want it to fall. All right, and this one here is just for Bernard. There you go, bud. Western Pacific Silver Feather. All right, so I'm going to set that one. I'll set it right there. Why not? All right, so... All right, Kyle Steven is saying, eventually, once I can build a layout, it will be proto-freelance, prototype models and locations, just not to scale mileage. So that, Kyle, we would call prototypical selective compression. So So for my layout, the cities are actually named after real names along the route. I went as far as finding times tables, or employee timetables for my era, and even went and did some research and found a library out of Salt Lake City, or not Salt Lake City. It was one of the universities out that way. I think it was BYU, Brigham Young. I know they're in Utah, but I don't know exactly where. Provo, maybe. And found some research there. So all my trains are actually named the trains that would have ran on the Cotton Belt. My route or my layout, it's actually based on a true route. However, each of the towns, the industries are all fictional, except for Riceland. Wiener did have a Riceland grain elevator there. So that one would really be the only prototypical industry at that location. So Caboose 121. Prototypical. What's that? It sounds scary. Absolutely. No, it wasn't Weber State. It was BYU. So, speaking of prototypical, we got the Flying Crow here. Or not prototypical, rivet counter. He's telling me to get off of YouTube. Are you wanting to run some operations on your layout? Now, see, like Flying Crow, man, when you think not prototypical, but when you think of rivet counter, I think of the Flying Crow. That man there custom does his own wood chip hoppers because he models the KCS, and no manufacturer makes a true KCS wood chip hopper. The Bowser kits and the ones that Bowser recently did, the pre-built ones, are not KCS wood chip hoppers. And then, like, no one else also does a Kansas City Southern caboose. So Robert's, all of his cabooses are brass. So, but I love what Robert does on his layout. You know, he models 1976, and it's a fun layout to operate on. Since I've been down there a couple of times. So, and I'm looking forward to him coming up, hopefully in August for the Central Arkansas Train Show. And if he comes up, then he'll get to run some ops on my layout. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Yeah, Arty said, shh, we better stop talking about Robert. So, hey, John's got trains running into another room. That's awesome. So speaking of sales, the Jacksonville Hobby Shop, which is only like 20 minutes away, is doing 30% off on his tickets to savings this weekend, which is really cool. He does, let's see, I think I got one over here somewhere. I thought I did. Oh, I put some cars on it. So he does these little tickets to savings things right here. And he stamps the back of them. So for every $10 that you buy that's not estate items, he'll mark on there, and you can take the ticket anytime you want to, and each mark gets you 1% off. So if you got 7 marks on there, it's 7% off. If you got a full card marked, it's 10% off. But for this weekend, he is tripling the points. So I might try to make a trip down there tomorrow. Who knows? Bernard, that is my only Western Pacific car. I'm probably not going to get rid of that one. It definitely fits my era perfectly. Hey, John Nofels here. Welcome. And he says, hello all. All right. Whoa, let's see. Tim made a comment. So if the local stores has it, their next 20% off, I'll be adding it to his fleet. So what is he adding to his fleet? Now I got to scroll back up, because I want to know what Tim is talking about. So yeah, 7432. That is the locomotive that I have. It's a SD40 painted in daylight, and it was painted in the experimental scheme before. Oh, Split Rock, I'm not even going to comment on that one. I'm going to let you and Arty hash that one out for sure. Might, that's a weird way to pronounce wheel. Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't say I will go to the hobby shop tomorrow. I said I might go to the hobby shop. It's a maybe. More like a maybe. So here's a neat fact. Oh, don't you start again. What the heck? Okay. I'm done with you, dude. There we go. We'll go up a little bit. All right. So now I got to look up this way, and hopefully you see my face. But yeah, I'm tired of messing with that GoPro. Well, that's going to make Sidetrack Sunday, this Sunday, very interesting because I really don't know how to fix what's going on with it. It's just wanting to be difficult. Yeah, wacky camera. And it's the same camera. It's, you know, Heath is the one who recommended that camera on me. He said, go get a GoPro. And so I went and got a GoPro. Brian Benson, that is pretty spot on, dude. A rivet counter is obsessed with the true and accurate blueprint specs. Most of us don't have time for that stuff. But let me tell you, them guys down in Texas, they do. But it's cool. It's what they do. Get the old cameras out. They work. Yeah, Arty, I know the old camera works, but the quality is not as good. So, all right. So the next card that I'm working on, and I don't know how far this thing will zoom in, so we can see if we can zoom it in. All right. There we go. So this is a Wilson Carlines. This is probably one of their older paint schemes, but it is an Ice Bunker Reefer. These cars here were designed to carry dressed meats and canned meats. So this is like their older paint scheme. This one here would be their newer paint scheme. So this is like the steel car here. So this one here is a Walters. These here, I have no clue what brand these are, but yeah, I've got two of these, two different numbers. I ended up picking these up at a train show. So there we go. And so with the meat packing company, I've got 7 of these Wilson Carline cars, and I'm going to have to go get me some more. So Atlas made a really, really nice wooden 36-foot version. So tangent wheels, $80 per 100 for normal, and $100 per 100 for the code 88. Wow. Yeah, so Split Rock, but building a model, let's say a box car from a resin kit to get the exact prototype match is a fun project. I would not want to go on that. Should have bought a Go Semi-Pro. The GoPro has now gone amateur. Absolutely. Because I am not happy with that dude right now. Golly. Oh yeah, like I said, I bought this one at a train show. You want to talk about a fun modeler? I guess they used this one during when they started coming out with roller bearing trucks. One of the trucks is roller bearing, and the other truck is got the journal boxes. Yeah, I want to say I paid like $80 for them, but that was like after my 10% discount. So, JD, do I weigh all of my stock? Actually, yes, I do. I do weigh all my stock. And it has to be within 10% of the NMRA specifications. It looks like I'm watching on a security camera that we don't know about. That's funny. Oh, wrong one. So the purpose of this camera that you're watching me on is not for modeling per se. Here, I'll show you what the purpose is for. So if we're doing remote operations, you get to see my messy train room. There we go. So you'll be able to see trains and, you know, watch people switch. And I've got 2 of these cameras, and you know, for the top level. And then, you know, let's say that you got a train coming down the main line, and you're following it. Like there's the cab forward, and we got to go all the way this way. And of course, you're seeing the plywood flats. But you could follow it along the main route, except for where Riceland kind of blocks part of it. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. It's how I designed it. So, and of course, I'll have another one of these over there. Now, y'all can see where I moved the Shack-A-Sit Furniture Company. It's probably going to slide a little closer to the camera, probably closer to where that boxcar is. And then that track in front of it with the boxcar will, I'll have to put a switch on it. And that's going to go over to the brewery. And then what I plan on doing up there is where you can see the orange reefer car. That's going to be the cleaning track for the meat company. And then the track that goes under the overhang will have, instead of going into that 3-way switch, it will go towards the back track. And I'm going to take that 3-way out and replace it with just a regular left-hand turnout. So, am I planning on doing what Humanity Junction is doing with the time saver? No, not at all. I don't know if I'm going to have the internet capabilities of being able to do that. One of the down parts of living in, you know, that part of Arkansas, you know, the part of Arkansas where you're out in the sticks, you don't really get good internet options. All right, there we go. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. All right. So there you go. All right, let me see what I missed while I was giving y'all a tour of the layout. Looks like I haven't really missed much. So I would like to do something similar. Maybe have it to where that would be cool if I could get it set up to where you could dispatch it. Maybe that, but as far as like operating the trains, probably not. So, yeah, we all fell asleep. So Manshed, that's why I moved to Conway for the better internet. Well, Manshed, where did you come from? If you moved to Conway for the better internet, Conway is like on and popping, and that's no lie. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go buy a pair of trucks, or maybe I have a spare truck. If I got a spare truck, that would be great. I'll have to look and see if I got a spare one. Oh, Mayflower. Yeah, Mayflower's just right down the road from me, or down the highway. I got a friend that lives in Mayflower. And yeah, I would agree with you. Conway would definitely have better internet options than Mayflower. So yeah, I didn't miss much. No one was typing while I gave the tour. So whose layout is in the sticks in Arkansas you're talking about? That would be my layout. Because I live in the sticks. So where I live at, I'm close to a town called Cabot. And that's, you hush. That's where I work at, is in Cabot, Arkansas. And so my house is a couple of miles outside the city limits. My zip code is a zip code for a different city. And then the water that I get for, plumbing in the house is from a different city. So like, it's like I'm affiliated with 3 cities here. So the sun came out. We can see. So Brian is saying that he used to see cotton belt motors and bay window cabooses in Southern Oregon all the time in the late 70s to the early 80s. Great memories. Absolutely. I remember seeing them too. And SP stuff as well. I've even caught a few of the Kodachromes as a child. So Bernard, these are Intermountains. I do have some cars that have Walders. I've got some cars that's got Athearn. But I went and bought a pack of the Intermountains, and I love them. So far, to me, they're the best out there. Now, I haven't tried Tangent, but yeah. Yeah, and see, Split Rock agrees. Intermountain's the best he's used. I'll put it this way. The Intermountain wheels are so smooth that I ended up buying a 6-pack of Rock Island cars from Rock Island Rail, which is the short line in Mississippi that end up buying the Rock Island logo and the name from Union Pacific. And they basically brought the Rock Island back to life. And they have a gift shop, and I ended up buying 6 of these Rock Island box cars, and they're all Intermountains. And I will tell you this, that interchange yard, I had to go back and re-level it because only those Intermountain cars kept wanting to roll down. The rest of my cars never did. It was just those 6 Intermountains. And then when I put the level back on it, and that's when I realized that my bubble wasn't in the dead center. It was over closer to one side of the line. And then I put a digital level on it just to see how bad off it was. 0.02. That's how off level it was. 0.02. Split rock I do, but I mean, ever since I've been putting these in here, I haven't really had to use it here recently. I mean, these wheels, they just spin for days. Yeah, Possum, that's what it is. And from my understanding, so the first railroad that they ended up buying was out, it was close to Olive Branch, Mississippi, which is that's like far northern Mississippi, right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. And they have a section up there, and then they ended up buying another railroad close to where you're at, Rusty, down in Gulfport, close to it. The Tahoe Model Works trucks are fantastic, but they don't sell wheels separately. Never heard of them. So, Happy Valley Hobbies. Edward is saying that he lives in Vermont, the second least populated state in the Union. Wyoming has less people, and Washington, D.C. has more. That don't surprise me. There ain't hardly anybody in Wyoming. That's just like open country. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to do another Rock Island car. Why not? Oh, wait. I still got this one to do. I got to make sure I get all these Wilson cars done first, because I need those for the layout. All right, John Nofel, have a good night, my friend, and I will see you next time. Steve87 said it's a Chevy. Don't worry about it. Now, Steve, what do you got against Chevys? I want to know, what do you got against a Chevy? So what am I going to do with the plastic wheels? I'm going to use them for multiple purposes. I will either cut them and use them for scrap metal loads, or I will use them for railroad wheel loads. Either or. So like if I got my car shops that's going to be down at the yard, they could accept railroad wheels. Golly, these things move so good. Yes, these are 33-inch wheels. I am not one of those that will go and put 36-inch wheels on a car just to raise it up to be level when they really needed to put in a few washers. I am not one of those. Mostly to my understanding, the cars that had 36-inch wheels are a lot of your passenger fleet and like the open hoppers that would carry like ballast and whatnot. From my understanding, those are the ones that had 36-inch wheels. I'm sure there's some other cars out there that maybe some tank cars do. But I think mostly like the box cars and reefers, covered hoppers, most tank cars would have 33-inch wheels. But I would figure, Split Rock, you would know that probably more than I would, since you work for the railroad, that is. Daryl is saying, been listening and watching and driving. Don't mean to change the subject, but Jason, are you a southpaw? Absolutely. I am a lefty. And the one thing about lefties, we're always in our right mind. So, the Peej Railroad. I'm assuming that's it. P-E-E-J. So, is that the Peej or PJ Railroad? He says, yo, welcome. Welcome. We're just hanging out, having fun. I'm working on some rolling stock right now. I was working on part of my laser cut building kit earlier. Okay, so modern freight cars have 36-inch. Okay. Well, I know a lot of the 40-footers had 33s. Ah, so I did get it the first time. The Peach Railroad. Awesome. Hey, Caboose, did you see in Heath's Discord that one load of sectional track that I posted? So yes, if you are a modern model railroader, you can take a flat car and take some Atlas, say 3-inch or 6-inch section track, and you can stack them on the car and it would be prototypical. Because I saw that the other day. I was like, what the heck? All right, so now I'm going to do my other Rock Island car. So Robert's saying he thinks anything that's 100 tons or more would have 36-inch wheels. And that could very well be, that could very well be the case. So yeah, there you have it. Now, what I do know is auto racks and some of the well cars have 28-inch wheels. But on the well cars that are articulated, the ends will have 28-inch wheels. And the articulate trucks have 36-inch wheels. I do know that. And when it comes to 28-inch wheels, I don't know if Intermountain has 28-inch wheels. I know the spine cars that I've got, I had to buy 28-inch wheel sets for those from Katie a while back. Because like I said, I'm one of those modelers. I do not like plastic wheels. It is something about the plastic wheels will dirty your track up faster. I mean, we know that dirty track comes from the electro or the arcing, the micro arcing on, the locomotives as they're going across. But I think, and this is just a personal preference or personal belief, however you want to call it, I think that the plastic wheels, they're not as smooth, so they contain more dust particles than the metal wheel sets do. And so as the plastic wheels run over the micro arcing marks on the track, it just, collects that dust. And so that's why my thing is, ever since I've been converting all my cars to metal wheels, I clean my track less often. So, and I think that's the reason why. So Intermountain does have 28-inch wheels in HO. That's cool. That's good to know. I don't know if I'm going to have a purpose for it now because I don't think they had 28-inch wheels back in the late 50s. I could be wrong. So, and model wheels also help polish the rail heads. Wow, this is interesting. I just pulled this off. I'm going to come up here and show this to y'all on camera because this is just interesting. Well, I'm going to zoom in. Why am I getting up? I forgot I got zoom on this dude. All right. Check this out. Y'all see something missing? How many of y'all have ever seen a car go down the rails that's only got 7 wheels? So, all right, I'm gonna zoom back out. Well, I could probably zoom in a little bit. You hush. That thing's been annoying me all night. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Perfectly good wheel. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That's a first for me. And I still got 2 more packs to go. 2 more packs of wheels. And I've got plenty of cars that could use them. Man, these things are just so smooth. So smooth. But back on the Intermountain cars that I got, I noticed that the trucks are AccuRail. They have AccuRail trucks. I thought that was interesting. Maglev. Man, I've been waiting on someone to actually make a maglev in HO scale. That would be freaking cool. That would be interesting. Wow, I've got 37 likes and 28 people's in here. Hey, I guess y'all can thumbs up twice. A tricycle is a valid form of transportation. You're absolutely right. And that was a tricycle truck. All right, so Cowboy Way is saying 28 wheels are used on modern tri-level autoracks, some bi-level autoracks, and some older intermodal cars such as impact, spine cars, front runners, and forerunners. Check your prototype. There you go. No, there has been a couple of train cars that I have bought from, a couple of cars that I bought from train shows. And when I got them, and they were like the old Atherm blue boxes. So they have like the metal weight underneath. And instead of putting washers on them, they put 36-inch wheels to raise it up. And one of the things that I noticed is that the wheels, or the car was shorting the system out at times because the wheels were touching the weight. And it was causing a short. So you do got to be careful when you... oh, my chat's going goofy too now. So you do got to be careful, like when you're at train shows. Really check the stuff that you're buying. Oh, yeah, the only thing I know for sure is gravity sucks. Absolutely. That is no lie. Manshed, I think they do. So that's what they call code 100 and code 88. It is the size of the flange. Steve, I'm jealous. I would think a maglev would be awesome to take a ride in. Like, you would think Amtrak would try to make that happen on the Northeast Corridor. You would think. All right, so I just got done doing a 50-foot cotton belt boxcar, and cool thing about this one, it says PB new 8 of 41. PB is Pine Bluff. So Pine Bluff is where I grew up. That is my hometown. So a lot of people didn't realize that Pine Bluff, Arkansas was as big of as a railroad town as it was along the Cotton Belt. You know, when a lot of people think of the Cotton Belt, they're thinking either St. Louis or they're thinking Tyler, Texas, which they were the endpoints and they were big towns as well. But when you think of Pine Bluff, it was kind of their midway point, and they had a lot of facilities there. They built steam locomotives during World War II. Now, of course, they had to order all the parts, but they built them there. Of course, they built a lot of their rolling stock there as well. And, of course, they maintained a lot of their passenger fleet there. Of course, Tyler, they maintained it there as well. But yeah. All right. And this one here, you're going to need some glue. All right, so I got some. This is some good stuff here. I don't know if y'all ever use it or not. Plastruck, plastic weld. That is my plastic cement of choice. It's the only stuff I will use because it works. Yeah, roof walk came off on this one, so that's why I'm gluing it back on. Split rock, the answer to that is no, I'm not at 50% yet. One of my industries is not really going to be using cotton belt cars. They're going to be using these Wilson car lines. I'm wanting at least a minimum of 10 different numbers on that one. So that is one industry that I do not have to worry about cotton belt cars. I've got 3 industries that are going to be serviced by the Rock Island. So I definitely don't have to worry about the cotton belt servicing those. But I do not have enough 40-foot boxcars. Both single and double doors. I need more single doors than anything. But I do not have enough. They had some Southern Pacific bulkhead flats in the bargain bin at Mid-South Hobbies and Games in Memphis. Last time he was there, they looked pretty good. Okay. I would rather have some cotton belt bulkhead flats. I don't mind having some Southern Pacific because there was a lot of SP stuff and TNO on the cotton belt, but I would more prefer cotton belt stuff for sure. All right. Yeah, here's an Athearn, one that's got the big metal weight on the bottom. One that you do not put 33-inch wheels on. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. I did order And I'm thinking about going and getting that second one. There was a couple of Cotton Belt Proto 2000 flat cars on eBay. And I ended up buying one of them, one of the road numbers. And I'm thinking about going and buying that second one. And I did win an auction earlier of a Cotton Belt caboose that was weathered and lighted. And it's one that I do not have. So I'm pretty excited to get that in. I'll have to pay for it once the stream's over with because I won it during the stream. So all right. So who are doing resistor wheels now? I do have some resistor wheels. I think they're something B. Jazzy B, Susie B, something like that. I don't know who's doing the resistor wheel sets these days. I'm sure there's some people on eBay that probably do them themselves, and they, buy like Intermountain wheels and then sell them. So I've got 10 wheels left. That can't be right. That means I'm missing 2. I bet you I have another package of wheels somewhere. So I might call that a stop on those for the night on that. All right, let me see where I'm at. See if I want to try to re-tackle this dude again. I don't know if I do or don't. See if I can't make sure the holes are cleaned out from glue. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I was working on earlier, and I got frustrated with it. Decided to take a break from it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to come back on it and see what I can do with it. All right, there's my toothpick. Are you going to work? Oh, that's focus. Duh. Yeah, let's see. We can zoom in a little bit. All right, there we go. That way y'all can at least see what I'm doing. All right, Edward, you have a good night and take care and have a great weekend. All right, so this is that ITLA building kit. This is the fire escape ladder rails that I'm doing right now. The glue that I'm using is Micro Crystal Clear from Micro Scale, which of course, they make decals. So, all right, let's see if I can line up the holes. Got so much glue on this one side, I don't know if can't see what I'm doing. It looks like it went in, so all right. I think I'm gonna go to the middle one now. I think that might have been my problem is I was doing the same one. So, all right, get a little bit of glue. And I'm just using a toothpick to spread it out on this one side because, I mean, a little bit is all you need. All right, so come on. So these pieces have like little nubs on them. And you've got to get the nubs lined up in the holes. You know, that's what she said anyways. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. And that one just wants to keep falling over. Did I manage to get the ladders for my Riceland silo? No, I haven't bought them yet. They are on my eventual buy wish list, whatever you want to call it. But no, Arty, I have not bought those yet. Okay, those are not in the hole. Why are you not going in the hole? Ooh, I got one down in the hole. Robert, you haven't really missed much. Working on this here laser kit. Aha! This one needs to come down just a little bit more. There we go. I don't know how well y'all can see that on camera. Probably if I didn't have it on a white table and I had it on something else, you might be able to see it better. Robert, what did you win? You won the opportunity to build a kit for me. That is what you won. So I'll let you come and accept your prize when you come down in August. Boo. I thought that was a great prize. I mean, you get to build me something. I kind of thought it was a great prize. But I see you're disagreeing. All right. Yeah, free access to 2 more hours of this. I don't even know. How long have I been going on? I've been going on 2 hours. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to beat Amanda's record or not because I got to get up early in the morning. Building kits are the number one thing that you do not like to do, especially if it's like a Walters kit that's warped. Those, oh. I don't have a CN engine. No, I'm not going to get to hit the train store. Tomorrow morning, we are going to continue painting the outside of the house. So that is what we're doing in the morning before it gets too hot. So, because it's got to get done. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be moving dirt and partially flattening out our backyard so that way we can put in a swimming pool. So that will be, 3 weeks. Because I'm going camping next weekend. Standard EMD SD45s. Yes, I did. Now, I do have some cotton belt modern stuff. I've got a Jeep 60, Jeep 38-2, Jeep 35. So I do have some more of the modern stuff. And about the Jeep 60s, the Jeep 60s that are ran on the Union Pacific Hoxie sub, and I think they run up through Manshed's town too. I think they kind of rotate. They're right now they're Union Pacific engines, but they are ex Cotton Belt Jeep 60s. Those are not all the way in like I thought they were. So I watched your and Robert's video again made in Gippsland. Any more future productions? Robert, is Gippsland, was that in Louisiana where we caught the Waco doing their switching moves? I mean, that's Robert's country. I was just a guest. But I had a fun day that day. That day was fun. I got to see some really cool stuff. Okay, so yes. I think Gippsland is closer to Longview than where I'm from. It takes me like almost 5 hours just to get to Robert's place. But of course, that's me pulling my camper too. If I didn't have to pull the camper and I was to come by myself, then I would just take the Texas Eagle and ride Amtrak down there. Because I can catch it about 3 3:40 in the morning in Little Rock and get off at about 7? Doesn't it run till 7? Okay, yeah, I got a picture of the Bonnie and Clyde Museum. I did take a picture of that. So yeah, now that you mentioned Bonnie and Clyde, yes, I do remember that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I kind of stuck out as a sore thumb because it was me as a cotton belt guy, and I was hanging out with 3 KCS guys. He won't let you sleep in the train building. No, I can't remember. Did we go to Alexandria? I know we were close. Okay, about 100 miles south of Shreveport. All right. Well, that is 3 out of the 4 ladders complete. I got one more ladder to do. And then the fun part's going to be trying to pop these things out without breaking them. Watching the roundy round. Bernard, what are you talking about roundy round? Oh, I think you got the buffering wheel. Okay. There we go. Get down in there. It's funny, the call is 2 houses down, but most of the emergency vehicles are parked in front of the next door neighbors and my house. Gotta love it. So where is Iron Mule at? Well, I think we got lucky in Gippsland because we was all up and down the tracks trying to find them. Like we could. Okay, so you're in South Arkansas. Whereabouts? I mean, I know South Arkansas fairly well. Okay, yeah, I know where Magnolia's at. Been there a couple of times. I know a few communities. You got Stamps is down that way. There's a community called Waldo, which I always made the joke of, can you find Waldo in Waldo? Or where's Waldo in Waldo? So Steve, this is the fire escape system that is on my ITLA kit. The fire escape. So I'm putting the ladders in the cages, or I'm attempting to put the ladders in the cages together. So Randall's saying the farthest south he has been is Little Rock and West Memphis. Well, Randall, you're not really missing much in those towns. All right. I don't know if y'all can see the ladders over on this side, but see if I can turn them sideways. Well, maybe I can, maybe I can't, who knows. But I just got done gluing the handrails on it. So now I got to figure out how these come out. Joey, Late Night Model Railroad has done this. So he's already done this kit. Okay. So Tim is saying that the roadside roller disco has been turned off. No more excitement. All right. So the instructions say is to let that stuff dry. And so I'm going to let it dry overnight. And all these other pieces I am going to put up before I lose them. Because that will not be good if I lose those. All right. All right, so let me see. What time is it? I've been going on for 2 hours, 20 minutes. And it is almost 11 o'clock at night my time. So I think I'm going to go ahead and head on out because, like I said, I got to be up early in the morning. I got to do some painting and stuff and whatnot. So at least do this here. So that way now you can see me. Okay. So what I would like to see y'all do in the chat, promote yourselves, put in your subs. If you got like any contests or anything coming up, put that in the chat. So that way everyone in the chat can check each other out. Yeah, I've got a honeydew list, and Robert, you're going to want me to do that honeydew list because part of that involves putting in a swimming pool. So if you don't like Little Rock's roads, don't come down here. What part of Arkansas has good roads? Does anyone know? Because I don't. All right, so JD is saying he's got 730 subs. Y'all stay. So we got to get up there. Oh, wow. Okay, Randall Ellison. It's got 315 subs. Yep, Dwayne, you're pretty much right. There's no good roads in Arkansas except for when they're freshly paved, and then they last that way for maybe about 6 months. So, Dan's model railroading journey. Dan, if I didn't say hi to you, welcome. Man, you've been kind of hiding out in the back. He's sitting at 338. Robert's at 545. And Brian is saying, wow, interesting. I don't know what he's saying interesting to, but I'll take it. I'm curious to see what my GoPro is doing. Let's see what the GoPro is doing. And let's see here. It's working. How about that? All right. So now it looks zoomed out though. That's crazy. No, it's not. It's still in. So, all right. So Creepy's at 579. And Northwest Arkansas does have nicer roads, but they got a lot of road construction going on too. Dave P. Dude, I was talking about you earlier. Was your ears burning? And I'll show you why I was talking about you real quick, because I have them right here. Yeah, it's this one. All right, so Dave P. You remember selling me this guy? The limited edition PFE reefer. So I was at the hobby shop in Jacksonville, and these are estate items, and I came across these. And I was hoping that these were not duplicates. Lo and behold, they're not duplicates. So, and I only paid $8 a piece for them. So I didn't think that was a bad deal. All right, so Tim's got 152 subs. No new videos planned. He's got more stuff, but will only show if he's won a prize and then put it in as a filler. Okay, well. Let's see. Bernard C. Roads here are because you built them. Yeah, that's true. And a kidney belt. Want. Steve 87th has got 369. I'm looking to see if I missed anybody else. I don't think I did. Randall Elston's got 315. So, all right. So it looks like no one else is going to be posting like their channel and stuff. Oh, Dwayne's got 217. So, man, we need to get Dwayne up to 250. All right, Ron, you have a good night, my friend, and thank you for reminding everybody that I will be hosting Sidetrack Sunday this Sunday because Ray is at Strasburg, so that's why we swapped. And this Sunday, I will be working on the demo layout, and that's what my channel members voted for. I gave them options, and they want to see me work on the demo layout. So And speaking of, I went and bought, I was going to do flex track and then I decided against it. So I went and bought some more turnouts. I ended up getting some number 4s for this layout because it is pretty short, and this will allow me a little bit of longer length. I went and got, how many of these did I get? Okay, 6-inch track sections. This is the track assortment. So it's got the 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 2 inch, 2 1/2 inches, 2 of each. So that, and I got 2 of the 3 inches, and came across these Pico rail joiners. I'm not a big fan of the Pico rail joiners per se, but these were a whole lot cheaper than the Atlas ones. So it says it's supposed to be for code 100 and 124, but we're going to see if it'll work with 83. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I mean, that's kind of like when you go and buy, Atlas universal rail joiners. They're for both code 83 and code 100, but yet if you buy the terminal rail joiners, they either are for 83 or 100, but they look exactly the same. So who knows? Hey, Marty M showed up. What's going on, Marty? And I'm about ready to sign off. So, yep, tomorrow what I'm going to be working on is marking where the track's going to go, get some cork road bed down. We might go ahead and drill holes, who knows, and get some track in place. I don't think we'll be up to where we can actually run a locomotive on it, but I want to go ahead and get all the track down first. I did talk to my guy about my signals. He told me that they are ready to be shipped. So he is just waiting on me to make a payment on that, which I will do later this evening and do that as well. So I've got signals en route. I've already got all the LCC stuff to make it work. So signals is the last thing. And then, of course, I got to get some teddy bear fur. I'm going to put teddy bear fur grass on here instead of static grass. So, all right. So other than that, y'all have a great weekend. Just like the Page Railroad said, have a great weekend, everyone. And you take it easy, too. Y'all be safe out there, and happy railroading.